Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver for the Sony PlayStation 1, also on the Sega Dreamcast. In the last video, we beat Zephon, and we now have the ability to climb certain walls, which I'll explain when the time comes. Now, we were told to go north of the pillars to a site of desecration after we defeated our second brother, Zephon, and we need to head there, and I finally know how to head there again. So let us head back to the teleporter. Thankfully, I stayed in a place that had a teleporter. And if the L2 button would cooperate, I would be able to move the camera the way that I would like to. Or, sorry, L2, not L1. We need to go in here, and I need to even remember to stop pressing square. There we go. Now, we're still in the spirit realm because we teleported to where we began the game. So, we need to head back to the material world. And we need to head backwards, as opposed to forwards. I hope I'm going the right way. Well, there's the... there it is. Here's where we need to go. Now I just need to... now we just need to take care of this guy. I really need to learn how to fight again with the Soul Reaver because, yeah, it's not the same as having a weapon that you can pick up and use at any time. Anyway, where do we go from here? We need to go that way. There we go. Let's go ahead and absorb this guy's soul. And then we go through here after going back to the spirit realm. Alright, we'll be going back in and out of the spirit realm again. So we're going to have to be ready to do things around here. I kind of want to go to the material realm again, but I know that I'm gonna have to stay here just to get to where I need to go and then get to the material world eventually. So I'm just gonna stay in this blue-green world until, well, I find a place where I need to be. And that's not exactly it, but we're close to it. This is where I wanted to go at the end of the last video, but I couldn't remember where this place was.
Like a corpse in a shallow grave, corruption rises to the surface. Beyond these pillars, the defiled victim mutely screams its outrage.
So we need to go beyond the pillars. How do we do that? Well, first of all, if you look around, you'll notice that one of these walls is not like the others. It's this one. This actually has a little crest and everything, just like the other parts of this room. But it's all weathered and torn, decayed or something. Well, we can actually climb this wall, but we need to be in the material world first because, well, according to the Elder God, we need to be in the physical/material realm in order to do that. Just jump into the wall, hold the control pad towards the wall as you're jumping, and you will be able to climb it. And from there, you can just use the D-pad to climb all around. Now we're gonna circle around here until we get to where these flames are. This is where we need to go next. And from here we need to follow the path. Thankfully, this feels a lot better than going through the cathedral where we had to face Zephon. It doesn't matter which door you enter, because both of these lead to the same place anyway. And once you get down here, you'll be able to do some things, such as fight more enemies. There are spikes where you can throw enemies into if you don't have the energy to utilize the Soul Reaver. And I will also grab this. And I will also beat this guy up, just to get rid of him. And hey, he has some magic in case we needed magic. We don't need the magic. And he was completely unaware. So as a result, I don't want to be in that way. Okay. Oh, he's aware of my presence now. Great. Which means... Oh, cool. I guess that means I can finish him off now. Okay. Let's grab this. I don't know if and when he's going to come back. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Well, that worked. Let's get this back. Okay. We need to head over in this direction. And soon, we will come across a cutscene.
The ancient tomb of the Seraphim, once impenetrably sealed, now ravaged by Nosgoth's upheavals, its mysteries lay exposed. In the time of Vorador, centuries before Kain was made, the Seraphim warrior priests waged a merciless war against the vampire tribes of Nosgoth. Emboldened by righteousness, they committed unspeakable and indiscriminate acts of violence, massacring fledglings and ancients alike. They decimated entire bloodlines in mere decades. Now their husks lay here, murderers enshrined.
And we are at the Tomb of the Seraphim Gate. The Seraphan being the vampire hunters that were mentioned in Blood Omen, the prequel to this game. They came back because of Kain. Kind of, sort of. They were basically the people who killed the vampires and all but destroyed them, save for a few. And especially Vorador, who was one of the characters we met in the first game. And Vorador would help Kain in his quest to defeat the Circle of Nine. So, oh, and if you're wondering why they kind of came back, well, that's because Kain's quest also had Kain falling for Mobius the Time Wither's trap. Mobius being the main one of the main antagonists of the game, or basically the antagonist of the game. He caused us to go back in time to kill William the Just, but when we killed William the Just, it created a time paradox which Mobius took advantage of and allowed for a revival of the destruction of the vampires, which led to Vordor's death. I'm desperately trying to explain this as best I can. I hope I'm doing a well enough job. And Kain was able to kill him, and from there he pretty much destroyed the pillars, because the only way to destroy the pillars was to destroy himself. And here we are now. So there are some things we can do around here. One of them is right here, I believe. And believe it or not, there is a area you can go to in here, which leads to a teleportation gate. Let's activate this, because we need to. Yeah, let's activate that so that way, in case we need to go back, we can, or anywhere else, quickly, we can do that. Want to make sure I have that. And believe it or not, yes, you can actually high jump and go over here. Now, we need to head to the spirit realm and use Melchiah's power to get through here, which means we now have to go through here. Oh.
Take heed, Raziel. A forgotten history lies within. Know thyself, though it may destroy you.
Why do I have the feeling the Elder God knows something we don't? I mean, he's saying that, so it must be foreshadowing of some sort. Also, I do not have a good feeling about this. What do you know? I really didn't. I just love when the game does this. Just puts an enemy near you like that when you go between the realms. Ah! I was too late. Still able to kill him, though. There's another weapon right there, isn't there? Darn it, L2 button, why are you like this? Okay. We have another door to go through. Let's go through it. And now we are going someplace that is rather crypt-like. And if we push this block out of the way, we'll get another cutscene.
As I pulled the stone free, a sigh of sepulchral air escaped the inner chamber. I was not prepared for what lay beyond this threshold. These crypts, defiled caskets of Seraphim saints, bearing my brothers' names and my own. The irony of Kain's blasphemous act rushed in on me with the crushing force of revelation. Were my hands not as bloody as these? Worse, I had spilled the blood of my brothers, these very comrades whose tombs lay ravaged before me.
Yes, Raziel, you were Seraphan, born of the same force that all but destroyed your race. Before the dawn of the Empire, you were chosen. Kain, Nosgoth's solitary, self-declared monarch, plundered this tomb and raised you from these crypts. Breathing his vampiric gift into your defiled corpses, he resurrected you as his favored sons.
Well now. Isn't this something? So, Raziel, as well as his brothers, were all originally Seraphan. They were all vampire hunters. They all killed vampires. There's our tomb. There's Rahab, that's one of our brothers. There's Duma, who was mentioned in the beginning of the game. He created the vampiric enemies that we fought in the tutorial. There's Turl. We will never meet Turl, even though his grave has obviously been ransacked, just like everyone else's, including our own. He was supposed to be a fifth brother of Raziel. Well, he is. But he ends up not being in the game due to time constraints during development. So, he missed the boat. We're not going to see him. There's Zephon, who we just destroyed. There's Malik, who I mentioned earlier. He was the guy in the suit of armor who we saw in the cutscene at the very beginning of the first game, Blood Omen, who ended up being killed by Vorador while we went after two other members of the Circle of Nine. One was Dejul. I'm trying to remember who the other one was. And I'll probably find out as soon as I look it up. I don't remember much about the first game. It's been a while. Let me go ahead and... Bane the Druid and Dejul the Energist. Now remember. I do remember the battle, though. That was... something. That battle was truly something else. Amazingly, he does not have a crypt because, well... I believe he was brought back and his soul was fused to his suit of armor, and yeah. And of course there's Melchiah, who we fought early in the game. He was the guy who, him and his brethren were all basically vampire zombies whose bodies could barely hold their flesh. So there's him. And that's pretty much it as far as the names in this mausoleum go. It's a bit strange that we have to find out this way, but what can you do? Anyway, we've made it to this mausoleum of the Seraphan. And it seems like there's nowhere else to go, but we have this strange spiral going on here. Not quite sure what that's about. We need to find out where to go from here. And we're going to figure that out in the next video. So join me next time where we continue our adventures beyond the Pillars of Nosgoth. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!